welcome to Smash Writing, and today we're putting on a big tinfoil hat and trying to book AEW, or not book, try to predict AEW Double or Nothing match card, which not only got longer last night, but as in general, AEW pay-per-views are very hard to try to predict, because as you'll find out as I go through it, there's a lot of different routes and avenues and story threads that they can go down, and even more beyond that you haven't thought of yet, and it goes in a wildly different direction that it can go. But because of how long this card is, let's just jump right into it and we'll go along. Some matches are looking like it's going to be fantastic, some are good, some don't need to be on this goddamn card. And we'll start with one that doesn't need to be on this card, work our way to the great matches, and matches we're really looking forward to. And the first match that does not need to be on this card is Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin. They're running off of the Sting injury, but this whole story thread could easily happen on Wednesday and start anew with the new pay-per-view cycle. It doesn't have to happen here. I don't know why. Rumor is it's something to do with the NBA playoffs, and they're trying to push the card long so people can switch over from the playoff game. Okay, it doesn't need to happen. Kyle O'Reilly? Who cares? It's going to start the feud at a pay-per-view when you could start it next week. Go Kyle O'Reilly. Men of the Year with Paige Van Zandt. I believe that's her name. Van Zandt. Versus Tay Conti, Sammy Guevara, and Frankie Kazarian. Just end this damn feud. It's the one reason why it can be on this card, because it's been booked, but God, this booking has been not only dog awful, it has actively sucked away time from other feuds, other programs that could have used it. This feud has been awful. Please, for the love of God, end it. They had added this stipulation where if Sammy and Frankie lose, they can no longer challenge for the belts. But that doesn't even affect Tay or Paige, because they can't fight for the TNT Championship anyway. So does it even matter that the stipulation is here? Just stop running this feud. It's been terrible. All of it. Men of the Year for the win. Please end this. You know what I would like to see, though? They're always talking about what can happen in comebacks and who can show up. Have Miro come in at the end of this, kill them all, and have him go, "You have ruined what I have created. You are ruining God's belt with your stupid bullshit." And then have Scorpio have to deal with an enraged Redeemer. That would be wonderful. That's the direction they should go in. And this match, and this feud. Dear, sweet Jesus. Next up is going to be a fun match. Death Triangle versus House of Black. It is going to be fast-paced, crazy, wild offense on both sides. It's been going on a bit long in the tooth, but that's mostly injury-based reasons why this feud's been going on so long. I'm looking forward to this being a thrilling conclusion to this rivalry, though. House of Black needs to win. It feels dirty going against Death Triangle. I love everyone in Death Triangle, especially Pac. But House of Black needs this more. And they need something new to bite into. Have them go on to actually do the rivalry with Dark Order next. House of Black for the win. TBS Championship, Jade Cargill versus Anna Jay. They had a really fun match the first time around. And when I said, the Men of the Year, Scorpio, Men of the Year, and co-rivalries taking up too much time, they could have cut a lot of that time and given it here, because this needed some time in the oven to properly prepare here. It does kind of feel like it's been thrown together, and there's a lot of speculation that there might be a big debut happening here, which could be. It might be true. But if it's not, I'm not going to get too torn up about it. It's going to be a good, solid match. Jade's not losing this belt. And after the events of Friday, in another match we'll talk about, Statlander should go here next. Go after Jade for the belt next. Alright, Jade for the win. She's not losing at the pay-per-view. Next, Young Bucks versus the Hardys. I think it's going to be the Young Bucks. And the thing with the Hardys right now, if you don't have the nostalgia feels for the Hardys, so I watched them. I was watching when they debuted in WWF, back in when they were WWF, and the TLCs and all of that. They're all really good. I have no nostalgia for the Hardys. I wasn't much of a fan of them back then. And when you all have the nostalgia and the feel-good stuff for the Hardys, they're just kind of sad to watch. And you realize how they're all broken they are for our entertainment, and it's I feel shitty saying stuff like that, but when you don't have nostalgia for it, it doesn't do anything for you in the moment. And without that, this feud kind of just falls flat. I get it, and I do find it runs into another issue, and it's not even their fault. It's Jeff walked out during a match in WWE and got nothing, and that's not unprofessional compared to the Sasha Naomi situation, but that's a whole other kettle of fish. Not AEW's problem. I'm going to go with the Young Bucks. I think the Hardys are probably going to win, though, but I can't. The Young Bucks for the win. Next up, we got the AEW Triple Threat Tag Team Match. Pitting Team Taz's Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, Swerved in Our Glory, and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. This is going to be just an absolute blast. All 6 of these guys can go. All of them are going to be looking to put on a showcase. And I honestly think at this point, Jungle Express has gone as far as they can go with the belts. It's time to get the belts off of them. But who to put it on? You can really make the case for either of the other two teams. I'm going to go with, you put it on Starks and Hobbs, you can go into faces chasing them, and that might be better. But I think it's going to be Lee and Strickland getting the win here. Just for a fun little ride. It might not be the longest run, and maybe the belts need that right now, but I don't think they do. Yeah, Lee and Strickland, Swerved in Our Glory for the win. They're taking the belts. They're a lot of fun. They've been so much fun to watch become a team. Next up, we got the Anarchy in the arena match between the Jericho Appreciation Society versus Blackpool Combat Club with Eddie Kingston and Proud and Powerful. Oh, I don't understand the difference between this and Stadium Stampede, besides the fact that it's not a stadium. It's going to be knockdown, carnage, hilarity. It's going to have everything this match needs to be wonderful. And it's also a step toward blood and guts. We're getting blood and guts between these two teams, which also means that Jericho Appreciation Society is getting the win here, because that's going to be the way to carry the feud. You don't want the good guys to win and then drag it out that way. It would be easier to have Jericho Appreciation Society to do something especially cheaty, whatever. You can't really cheat in this match, but it's going to be something slick and sly that they're going to have to pull off to win here, and I think that's what's going to happen, because you got to get the blood and guts. So Jericho Appreciation Society for the win. And you got MJF versus Wardlow next. This feud has been such a wonderful bit of storytelling. The story beats with Wardlow constantly getting the one up over MJF and Shawn Spears. Every time they think they have something for him, he just counters it. It's been a lot of fun watching Wardlow become a star. And with that said, I'm going with MJF to win here. I think they're going to try to do a little swerve where Wardlow loses and can't sign with AEW, and he signs with ROH and invades anyways and still gets one up over Max, while at the same time Max gets a much needed win. But they could just easily have Wardlow kill him in a couple minutes. And that would be wonderful too. That's what I said. These matches can go either way, and this is the biggest one for me, is it can go either way. Where you can down the crowd a little bit by having the heel MJF stop the dreams of Wardlow, or appear to stop the dreams of Wardlow. And Wardlow might actually be a better fit for Ring of Honor, where he can be a big top name among the Ring of Honor Championship, while in AEW he would be floating on the TNT level for a bit. The Ring of Honor might be a bigger tip of the cap for him. So I'm going to go with MJF. We'll go bold here. MJF for the win. Next up we've got the men's Owen Hart Foundation tournament final, pitting Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole. For me, this is one of the hardest matches to pick because they really can't go either way. And you could make a compelling argument for either of them. You might not want to have the two heels win the title, but Owen has been, one of the biggest things about Owen's memory is family, his love of how much he loved his family. And you have a in real life couple with Dr. Britt Baker and Adam Cole being among the two finalists. And they might be dastardly heels on TV, but behind the curtain, they're both really good, nice people. And that might be something you want to have here. It's just a nice, loving couple win the belts, win the tournament. But I don't think you want two heels to start the Owen Hart tournament with. So I'm going to go with, the women's match can determine this one too, because if you have a heel or a face win that, you're going to want the opposite here, and it can go either way. I'm going to go with Samoa Joe for the win now. Samoa Joe's going to win this belt. Feel good face moment for the first, hopefully, annual Owen Hart tournament on the men's side. On the women's side, we got Dr. Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho. Friday really, it was something. People really went behind Statlander, which was weird. Which, not weird. I love Chris Statlander. She's amazing. That promo was really good. That promo can take her to the TBS Championship match. I hope the crowd doesn't factor into the decision here, because that was more of a spur of the moment thing. Ruby's needs a big win. She needs something like this, and this could really help Ruby. But in a way, if they do a double turn and turn Ruby heel, then Ruby can win this still, and then go into an immediate feud with Thunder Rosa for the Women's Championship match. And that match would be fantastic. I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm not even thinking about the winner of this match, I can't go against Ruby Soho. I'll never go against Ruby. I went with Ruby over Jade, knowing Jade could not lose. So, my pick is Ruby. Ruby Soho's getting the win here. Love Ruby. Can't pick against Ruby. Alright. Jesus Christ. Okay. The AEW Women's Championship match, Thunder Rosa defending against Serena Deeb. I really like this feud. Again, this feud did need more time. They did need more face-to-face moments and not just talking to each other through the camera, but actual moments. I really loved what Serena said about what she had to go through. And then you're making her look like the heel by doing that when it's like, oh man, this is some stupid shit. Thunder's not going to lose the belt. She's just had it. She's still in the run. There's going to be a visitor here in a moment, depending on what this cat does. But this match could steal the show. Give them plenty of time and start giving the women more goddamn things to do, because they can absolutely kill it if you let them. And if there's one match on this card that shows that women need more time, it's This one, Thunder's winning. Thunder's not losing their bout. Winners Thunder Rosa. I expect an excellent match out of this. And that brings us to the AEW Heavyweight Championship. Hangman Adam Page defending against CM Punk. Oh, the table's set, isn't it? It really is. It's going to look like Hangman is the bad guy throughout this match until the last moment where it turns around and the crowd gets behind Hangman and CM Punk is going to go heel and he's walking out as the champion. That is probably the words this is going. I love the Hangman run so far. So many great matches that we are probably definitely going to be talking about again in come December time. And he's been a great champion. But the money right now is on heel Punk. Yeah. Winner and new champion, CM Punk. Sorry about my voice throughout breaking. I've been under the weather. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around. Bye-bye.